Did you know? The year was 1661, and London was still shaking off the dust of a revolution. Only a year earlier, the monarchy had been restored, and King Charles II had returned from exile to reclaim a throne that had been absent since the execution of his father. The streets, once ruled by Puritan discipline and military authority, were now alive again with royal pageantry, bitter memory, and revenge. At the center of that revenge stood a man who could no longer speak for himself. Oliver Cromwell had died 3 years earlier in 1658. During his life, he had risen from a relatively obscure landowner to become Lord Protector, effectively ruling England after the execution of King Charles I. To some, he was a champion of liberty and Parliament. To others, he was a tyrant who had overthrown the divine order of monarchy. When the monarchy returned, Cromwell's legacy became a problem that could not be ignored. So in the winter of 1661, the order was given: Cromwell would be punished. His body, long buried in Westminster Abbey among England's honoured dead, was exhumed in secrecy. Guards worked through the cold earth, breaking open the resting place of the man who had once commanded armies and toppled kings. His remains, along with those of his allies John Bradshaw and Henry Ireton, were carried away under cover of darkness. London woke to rumours before the truth was confirmed. On January 30th, the anniversary of Charles I's execution, Cromwell's corpse was taken to Tyburn, the traditional site of public executions. There, in a grim symbolic reversal of history, the dead Lord Protector was tried once more by spectacle rather than law. The sentence was carried out in full display of vengeance. The body was hanged in chains, then cut down, and finally beheaded. The head was displayed on a spike above Westminster Hall, ironically close to where Cromwell had once held power. It was not justice in a legal sense. It was history turning its violence into theatre. The message from the restored monarchy was unmistakable. Even the dead who challenged the crown would not be spared its judgment. And yet, as the crowds dispersed and the winter fog settled back over London, the story of Oliver Cromwell did not end there. Instead, it became something more complicated. Neither villain nor hero, but a reminder that revolutions do not end cleanly, and that power, once seized, always casts a shadow long after the man is gone.